बरोबर करू सर. सफदर हाशमी यांनी पुस्तकाचं सुंदर असं विश्लेषण आपल्या एका हिंदी कवितेत केलं आहे. आपल्यापैकी अनेकांना ही कविता माहीतही असेल. किताबें करती है बातें बीते जमानों की, दुनिया की, इंसानों की, आज की, कल की, एक एक पल पल की, खुशियों की, गमों की, फूलों की, बमों की, जीत की, हार की, प्यार की, मार की. क्या तुम नहीं सुनोगे इन किताबों की बातें. असेच साहित्यप्रेमी आपले आजचे प्रमुख पाहुणे दौलतराव हवालदार सर. साहित्याची आवड आणि गाढा अभ्यास त्यांचा आहे. विविध कला प्रकारांची सर्वकष माहिती त्यांना आहे. चित्रपट असेल, नाट्यकला असेल, लोककला असेल, साहित्य यावर अधिकारवाणीने बोलणारे कलाप्रेमी आदरणीय हवालदार सर. त्यांचंही स्वतःचं मोठं ग्रंथालय आहे. ते मी पाहिलंय, आपल्यापैकी काही लोकांनी पाहिलंही असेल नसेल, आणि ते त्यांच्या घरातच आहे. कित्येक चांगली व दुर्मिळ पुस्तकं त्यांच्या ग्रंथालयात आहेत. सर, आपल्याला विनंती आहे की या समयी आपण आम्हाला मार्गदर्शन करावं.
नमस्कार. व्यासपीठावर असलेले जे कला आणि संस्कृती खात्याचे डायरेक्टर सगुण वेळीप सर, आमचे मित्र आणि सध्याचे तुमचे क्युरेटर अशोक परब मॅडम, सुरक्षा एकदम साखळीच्या लोकांचे कसे कॉमन नाव आहे, सुरक्षा कोरमुळे, आणि आगाऊ उपस्थित असलेले नॉर्मली ज्यांना असं मिक्स क्राऊड असतं त्यांना थोडंसं इंग्रजीत येतं, मराठी अवॉइड करतात, कोकणी असा पण इथले माझे बरे कोकणी, आणि माझे इंग्लिश हाय फाय ना, इंग्लिश तुमका समजून प्रॉब्लेम ना. आजचं दिस तसं महत्वाचं म्हणजे लायब्ररी या संदर्भातलं, पण ह्यातले सगळ्यात महत्वाचा विषय म्हणजे पुस्तक. पुस्तकाचा शोध जो असा तो, the invention of a book is a very important invention which has shaped the human civilization and culture. Long ago. So this invention, there is very interesting thing about this invention of a book. It is so perfect right in the beginning that there is absolutely no change in the book. If you consider last 500 years, the immediate 500 years, there is no change in the physical format of the book and even the function of a book. It's like you invent something and there is no need for any improvement in that. आता खूपशे बायला असतात त्यांना खबर असते त्याच्या किचनात there are certain things like the invention of a spoon. आमचं स्पून असतात त्यांनी लहानपणी जसं स्पून पडलेलं तसंच आता असतात. there is no change in that. then आमच्या घराकडे सीझर असतात, कात्री म्हणतात मराठीत, कात्री ती असा तशीच आहे. हॅमर कोकणीत तुम्ही गेल्या म्हणता, आम्ही मराठीत हातोडा, तो लहानपणी आव पडलेलो तो तसाच आहे. So these are some of the things in human life. Their invention becomes so perfect right in the beginning. Thousands of years, since thousands of years, it remains the same. And therefore, this book belongs to this category. And therefore, I personally believe that it's a very long-lasting kind of a thing, which is shaping the human behavior. But human beings is slightly different than the other animals. Because in evolution, our brain has been developed, and brain is a very complex kind of a unit of our human beings. And through brain, the humans have been inventing technologies. I'm talking the technology in the field of art and culture. If you see the technology in art and culture, the changes in art and culture, the painting was there right in the beginning. A caveman was also drawing figures and painting. Along with painting came theatre. Theatre also is a very ancient kind of a art and culture form. Then came photography. And then the last just 100 years ago came a very important invention in art and culture, that revolutionized everything. That was cinema. After cinema, what came also was very important, that was radio. And after radio, like cinema, was most important thing which came was TV. Now this television also had a great capacity. But if you see all these inventions, when the invention of cinema came, people thought it will kill theatre, it will kill painting. But that was apprehension, nothing of that sort happened. So theatre exists, theatre survives. When TV came, and TV came in most of the middle class and higher middle class families, everybody's house, people thought that nobody will watch either theatre or films. Nothing of that sort happened. So if you see the technological developments in art and culture and how we adapt to that, there is always a tendency in art and culture to preserve what is good in our practices. So we keep on preserving things, we keep on preserving the old manuscripts, the old books. We have a library. We keep on preserving the old films. We have got a film archives. We keep on preserving the old artifacts. We have a museum. So this is a general human tendency to invent new things, but at the same time, we keep on preserving what was better and good, and where it has a scientific as well as a nostalgic value. In 2008, in modern times, there was a huge problem all over the world, and there was an economic collapse. There was a financial crisis all over the world. Now, these kind of financial crises keep periodically coming. There's some fundamental problem with the invention of a credit, and that causes that. The banks collapse, the economies of various nations collapse, states collapse. That time there was one particular meeting of a World Economic Forum, and that was held in Davos. That was a famous place. In that World Economic Forum, there was one expert, a professional. In English, what we call him as a futurologist. The person, आमच्याकडे ज्योतिषी कसं असतं तसं, person who predicts the future. He said in that important meeting, he must be a professional, therefore he was allowed there. He said there are 4 things which are going to happen in 2008 within the next few years. Those next few years means next 15 years, 20 years. That will affect the humanity like never before. Number 1, he said, the oil prices will go very high. He predicted, in fact, he said the oil prices normally are counted in terms of a dollar. He said the oil prices per barrel will be 500 rupees per dollar. It's a very high price. Second thing he said, water, which normally we freely consume, at least in India. Now, we have started consuming this kind of bottles, but he said water will be now traded as a commodity. It will not be freely available the way we get it. That was second. Third thing he said, not Asia, but Africa will be the economic superpower. He did not talk about the climate change, but he said the 4th thing is, the book will disappear. Disappearance of the book. So this was the first time a futurologist, professional futurologist, talking of disappearance of a book. I know, you know, it's not easy to predict future. And the fundamental aspect of a future is always a surprise. The unpredictability itself is a part of a future. Nobody can, even Gautam Buddha said you cannot predict what happens in future. No, but we keep on predicting that. Yes, the electronic book or the e-book is going to be extremely convenient thing for the young population. But last week, one of my friend, Madgavcha, was a writer friend, who is a very famous writer in Kokni also in Marathi, दत्ता नाईक. त्याने म्हाका फोन केलो आनी म्हाका सांगलें की बाबा तुमच्या हांव एक भाशण आयकलें पुस्तका विशीं खंय डिजिटल मिडिया आनी आतां म्हाका दिसलें की म्हाका फिक्शन वाचपाक जाय. हांव बरी तो नॉन फिक्शन चड वाचता. तर म्हणलं तो त्याने म्हाका हांव म्हणलें तुमची डिझायर कुठलें पुस्तक वाचपाचें. तो म्हणलो वॉर अँड पीस म्हाका वाचपाचें. द वॉर अँड पीस इज रिटन बाय टॉलस्टॉय. नाउ दॅट इज a 1500 pages book. I told him, don't ever go for an e-book. Go for a recent translation, but a hardcover, not a paperback, hardcover book. आणि त्याने म्हाका विचारलं आनी कुठले. म्हणलं अजून एक पुस्तक आहे ते असाच तुम्ही सुरुवात करा वॉर अँड पीस. इन सर्च ऑफ लॉस्ट टाइम्स. इन सर्च ऑफ लॉस्ट टाइम्स चे नंबर ऑफ पेजेस हा 3200. It's in 6 volumes. With the e-book, you cannot easily read that. You need to have a hardcover book if it is available, and which you can hold in your hand and read it. So even if this e-book comes, yes, there are extreme limitations on the size of the pages and the convenience, but you never know. Only one thing I am personally sure, that reading books, going to the library, borrowing books from the library, going to the bookshops, purchasing books, online on Amazon or on other e-commerce platforms, ordering books, purchasing books. This activity is 100% is going to be activity of a minority of people. A small minority will keep on purchasing books, borrowing books, and reading books. Even if you see the membership of a central library here in Goa, or a membership of a district library in Madgaon, or membership of all your taluka libraries and municipal libraries and whatnot, you see the percentage of people who are registered there as members. Now that percentage, roughly, for example, central library, you know the population of Goa. Say now, at the moment it will be about 17 lakhs. The number of people, the members here of this library are about 25,000. So in each place, it is just 2%, 3%. Now this number will remain. There may be some drop in that, but this number will remain, and people will keep on taking books and reading books. When we come to the aspect of a library, I heard the earlier speakers talking about the various issues about general libraries. Library, for me, is not only a place where we come and borrow books. No. Library is a social place. All categories of people, right from children to the young and even the old people, they come to the library. Some people, they come for reading newspapers. Goa, that's a great tradition of going to the libraries and reading the newspapers, because you get ample choice. During Diwali time, there are certain libraries, they have Diwali issues. We say Diwali Ank. So people come and borrow those, they read that. In a library, it's only because of the Corona time now there are restrictions, but I have seen even in the central library, every now and then there was some kind of an activity. There was some poetry recital, there was some book exhibition, a launch of a new book, somebody coming and telling stories from the old books. There is a Meet the Author program, some new author comes, he talks to the people. So library is always a place, a social place where people come not only to borrow books but also to meet other people. And not only to talk about books. I know, I was told that this Central Library started here in Goa in 2010. I have been staying in Goa for the last more than 35 years. any of my guests, personal friend or guest used to come to Goa, I used to advise them, कि बाबा, let us first go to Kala Academy. Not just to go and attend a program, but just go there, see the premises there, go around, and get a feeling of art and culture of Goa. After this library came, there was one more addition. I always tell that, yes, we'll go to the Kala Academy first, but secondly, we'll come to the library, central library. And then we'll go to the museum. So second choice here was a library. Now why that was? It was not just because of a love for a book, no. For me, there are 2 or 3 things important for a library. Now the first important thing is, library has to be beautiful. I remember the Central Library when I came to Goa, somewhere in the late 80s. It was there in the Meneses Berganza building, near the collector office. I used to go there. I took a membership there. I used to take the books. It is on the bank of Madhvi River and all. It's a beautiful site. But it was not as beautiful as this Central Library is. So the beauty is the most important aspect of any library, and Goa, incidentally, I feel, because I was your art and culture secretary for a long time, in various national meetings, I never used to say, but other people used to tell me, that Goa Central Library is the most beautiful library in India. This is what other fellows used to tell. So that's such a great honor you get. You go outside as an art and culture secretary and people start complimenting you for a library. In fact, I don't have any credit in building this library, but I used to also feel good that this kind of a place exists here in Goa. And incidentally, I'm looking after some of its work. So the beauty of a library not merely consists in the physical aspects of the library, the building, the arrangements of the books, the people who are working in the library, the librarian, the other staff, the attendants, all of them, their behavior, their interpersonal relations, when people, the readers, they come in the library, how they are behaving with them. Now that everything counts in that. So that beauty includes the human behavior. And this is one of the things about art and culture department in particular, what I have seen right from the beginning. Because earlier, when I was not art and culture secretary, I have seen the staff of art and culture. I said, this is not my personal opinion, but this is the co-shared opinion of most of the people in Goa, that the staff of art and culture, including the Central Library, is one of the best staff in Goa. I have compared most of the staffs in all other. I have worked in Goa almost several departments. I was a director in several departments in Goa. But the staff of art and culture, I have seen this is one of the best staff. Now there may be some local personal reasons for that, but somehow the way this staff has been recruited, the way they have been trained, they have been groomed, I have seen some kind of a culture has been developed in this. And therefore, anytime I come to this office, or this hall or any function, I always feel at home. Because I know the people whomever I know, the way they will greet you, the way they will talk, you feel like going for these places. The second aspect of any library, that's a children's section. So children is an important category for any library. Now before that, in the libraries, what I have seen here in Goa, along with the Central Library, there is also a lot of groups, individuals who came together, contributed and made a private libraries. For example, we have a Gomant Vidyaniketan in Madgaon. It may not be as beautiful as the district library there or the Central Library, but their contribution also is immense. The kind of books they have in Marathi, Konkani, and even the publications. Even now I tell you, last month, they published one book. It was by Gopal Krishna Gobe, a writer who was in Bombay, a Goan writer. The name of the book is in Marathi. The name of the book is Maase and Me. You know, fish and meat. So it's such a wonderful book. Anybody who can read a Devanagari script can read that. No, this was one of the books which was out of print for a long time. Paresh Prabhu, another good person, he is one of the editor of one Marathi paper. He published the entire work of Balakrishna Bombay. But this book separately they publish with a good cover and all. So this I call is an important aspect of a conservation of a culture. The books which are going out of print, publishing those books. See the private initiative of Gomanth Vidyaniketan. Similarly in Panjim, we have a Saraswati Mandir. Also one of the place, it's not just a library, but then that is a place where a lot of people assemble. They have several functions and programs, and they have continued. In spite of all other changes, Saraswati Mandir still continues. We have also several people, individuals, because Goa is very strong in art and culture. Therefore, there are a lot of individuals here in Goa who have their own personal libraries. Now, the personal libraries of some good book collectors that goes beyond 5,000 books. You can imagine. Ravindra Kedekar, he was one of the, he is a Jnanpith Award winner here in Goa, both fiction and non-fiction writer. No, this Ravindra Kedekar's library, he was staying just near Madhu. No, his library was so huge. I have personally gone and seen the books what he was having. And so rare books he had. I don't know what is the condition now, but the way he built up his library. We heard one university professor, Tanaji Halankar, who recently passed away. Now he has a house here in Paruli. He has a huge library. There are several individuals here in Goa who are building their own personal libraries. All that I am saying is, it's not just the government libraries. Library is something where private initiative, even the personal libraries are playing a role. Not many book collectors or the people who are owning the personal libraries, they lend their books out. Even they don't, most of them, they don't give their books out. But the collection of those books is definitely a motivating thing for others to cultivate a practice of owning few or some books at home and reading them. Not every time we go to the library and borrow a book. Yes, sometimes we should also purchase books. Read it, maintain our own personal library. And it depends on your material conditions and your priorities, how you go about that. The second aspect I was talking about the children's section. Now children, basically, most of the people, they start reading during their childhood. And reading in a childhood is such an important activity. If you see the memoirs of most of the writers and the readers, and even the people from other arts like painting and photography, all of them they relate to what they read in the beginning. When they were children, what they read. That genre may be some suspense stories. Normally it is stories, but those stories, they shape their imagination. More than what they learn in their schools, in their curriculum, what they remember is what was the extracurricular things, what they read. So children's library is a very important thing in any library. Unfortunately, the central library has a very wonderful children's section. And whenever I come to central library or pass by this library side, I always find that children, along with their parents, they are always here. From all schools, all over, everywhere, people come here. And this is one of the important places for children to gather for books. There's one science fiction writer, very famous in the world, Isaac Asimov. Probably he was a Russian. That Isaac Asimov said, for children, library is like a spacecraft. For children, it takes the children out in a space. in various corners of the space. This wonderful experience for children is so important that I personally consider, along with the playground in a childhood, along with the playground, library is equally important, and that gives immense pleasure to the children. The third aspect about library is a reading room. Normally our reading rooms are in where we have a reference section. Some of the world's oldest libraries and the biggest libraries normally are called the New York Library and the British Museum Library of London. Now this British Museum Library of London, they constructed a very huge circular shaped reading library or reading section in 1857. And that reading library, all important people went there. For example, when Mahatma Gandhi went to England, London, he went to that library. He sat there, he read in that reading room. George Bernard Shaw, regularly he was visiting. The writer of Arthur Conan Doyle, suspense story writer, he used to regularly go there. But most important thing about that museum, British Museum Library's reading room is Karl Marx used to go there and write in the early morning up to 8 o'clock when it opens, he used to go there until evening, he used to sit there. He wrote one of his most important work, which is considered to be the landmark and which is still relevant today, that was Das Kapital. He wrote in that reading room. So you can imagine what role library can play. Not only reading, but he, based on that, with that reference section, could write such an important seminal book, which has influence all over the world. Apart from the reading room, there is another aspect in the modern times about the book, what I feel is, now books are also relevant, most relevant for the people who are suffering. For example, our life expectancy has gone up. Normal even in Goa, our life expectancy is about 75. And with the increased life expectancy, all kinds of fatal diseases are also coming. Cancer has been there for a long time, even in Goa, all over the world. I have seen, particularly in the West, America and the Europe, a lot of people are getting, suddenly they are checking and they are finding that they are going to have at a terminal stage of a cancer. The immediate reaction of those people who are getting diagnosed as a cancer, just as an example, is to read the important book in their culture. For example, somebody is from France. The immediate advice to them is, if you have not read Marcel Proust's In Search of Lost Times, that 3,200 pages, immediately start reading. Somebody is there in New York or Los Angeles, America, he's having cancer, immediately there is an advice, you start reading Tolstoy's books. Start reading War and Peace or his stories. And the relationship, what I'm trying to take is, when you're suffering, when you know you're going to die, your priority becomes reading some kind of a classic, from a world classic. And that reading that book gives you some solace, some comfort, and which reduces your suffering. Now that's very important. I'm not talking that you learn something or you get some knowledge from book. No. I'm talking the solace, some kind of a comfort what one gets by reading books. Even if you see the prison libraries. In Goa, partly for some time I had a charge of a Goa prison. At that time it was in a Aguada jail. So the first thing I did is, because basically I was a book lover, so I went there and checked whether you have a library. And at the entry of that Aguada jail, there was a library. I saw all the books, and then I was surprised. The books were mainly fiction books and all world classics, paperback books, not hardcover books. Then I checked it was not a public library which was maintained by that prison. The books of the library were contributed by the prisoners themselves. Then I checked there were a lot of European prisoners who were associated with the crime of a drug and all. Then I realized that book has a very special place in Europe and even in America. Even the lower middle class person, whenever he travels, along with other important things, along with his shaving kit and all, he will have 1 or 2 books in his bag, traveling bag. So that's a tradition. So when they come here to Goa also, they carry the books. And therefore, if you see a lot of places in Anjuna, Kalangut, even in South Goa, you have got several places where there are books. These foreigners, they carry their books, they keep those books there, also borrow books from there. So, traveling and reading goes together. That prison, when I checked, and I used to check, and I asked the prisoner, the main warden and all, he said a lot of people are reading. If you see just briefly the history of prisons in 17th and 18th century, entire Europe, America, even in India, the British time, in prison, people were only allowed to read religious books. The entire West only Bible, and in our places, whatever our religious books are there. So, issue was, they thought that it's only those religious books which can correct them. But then they, in the modern times, later in 19th century, they understood that it's not so. The fiction was introduced, and most of the libraries in the prisons, so full of fiction. It gave, by reading those books, it gave some solace, some kind of normality to those prisoners who were for life imprisonment. And many prisoners, after reading those books, develop some kind of a desire that, yes, Baba, I committed that crime, whatever crime I committed, in a passion. But I should reflect on that and be a better person. All that I am saying is, it was not information or knowledge where the reader was connected. He was reflecting on his own life. So it's the book which makes you to reflect on your own life. And unless that connect is there, you will not intimately read a book. That same connection I find a terminal illness people reading world classics. I don't want to take much of your time, but one common thing which is coming in the modern times, not only during Corona time, but even pre-Corona time, one aspect of a modern life which I have seen, everybody has seen, even in a place like Goa, that's the loneliness. A lot of people are getting lonely. It's not the elderly only which are getting lonely. It's also the young population. Mainly, one of the main reasons is the digital technology. Digital technology makes you addicted to the digital devices, and once you cannot remain without that digital device, you become lonely. That's a normal psychological thing. Now, this has been also seen. So the young people also is getting lonely. Now the best antidote, loneliness पुस्तक. But then the initial, there is always a gap going to the book. These gadgets, electronic gadgets like mobile and other things, they're so attractive. And once you start using that, it's very enchanting. Books take some time for persons to develop interest. But the best antidote for this loneliness is a book. Again, here I am not talking on the information or knowledge from a book. It is something what relates to the human condition, the human condition of loneliness. Lastly, as this is today's library day, in this the same hall, I mentioned one of the author one of the curator in fact, his name I always mention that. There was one famous writer, both fiction, non-fiction, and he was a curator. His name is George Luis Borges. He was from Argentina. He last several years he was a curator of their national library. One of the world famous person, everybody refers to him. But he was a book lover. That curator, Borges, he said something at the end of his life. I'll quote him. He said, I don't know why, he said, I don't know why, but I believe that book brings the possibility of a happiness. Thank you.
मनपूर्वक आभार सर. आपले मौलिक विचार आम्हाला नक्कीच सहाय्यभूत ठरतील आणि आपले विचार ऐकताना स्पष्ट शब्दात सांगायचं झालं तर जेव्हा आपण बाजारात जातो तेव्हा घरातल्याच वस्तू आणण्यासाठी वेगवेगळ्या दुकानात जावं लागतं. मासे असतील, मसाला असेल, भाजी असेल किंवा अन्य वस्तू असतील, पण जेव्हा या सगळ्या वस्तू एकाच शॉपिंग मॉल मध्ये आपल्याला मिळतात तेव्हा मन खूप प्रसन्न होतं, खूप कष्ट कमी होतात. आणि तुमचे विचार ऐकून असं वाटलं की एकाच पुस्तकात ही सगळी माहिती मिळाली आणि ते पुस्तक म्हणजे हवालदार सर. मनपूर्वक आभार सर. आपण वेळ काढून इथं आलात, आपले मौलिक विचार आम्हाला दिले त्याबद्दल कृष्णदास श्यामा राज्य मध्यवर्ती ग्रंथालय आपलं ऋण व्यक्त करत आहे आणि या मंगल दिनाची आठवण आपल्यालाही सतत राहावी म्हणून कृष्णदास श्यामा राज्य मध्यवर्ती ग्रंथालयाद्वारे छोटीशी पुस्तकांची भेट आपण स्वीकारावी.